So, Rob, before I have you respond, I want everyone in on the conversation. Dr. Fung, you're an internal medicine doctor, and I know that you disagree with Dr. Kahn.
Yeah, I treat thousands and thousands of patients with low carbohydrate diets, and they do extremely well. We treat type 2 diabetes, which is a huge risk factor for things such as heart attacks and strokes and death. And we help reverse that disease. We have published a case of a man with 35 years of type 2 diabetes, 11 years on insulin. Within 4 months, we had taken him off all of his insulin. And that's going to reverse his diabetes, but also reduce his risk of future disease. Every single day, I see people who are off of their insulin, off of their medications, losing weight. It's tremendous. We're giving them back their lives.
Can I interject something really quickly? This is not a newfangled fad. This is a diet that we talk about in the paleo way, it's been around for millions of years. It's based on human evolution, and it's based on a great deal of science. Now, is it completely established that this is the way to do it? Absolutely not. But the very, very least, the diet that we are now serving for the last 50 years is not serving us by any stretch. And this is showing a great deal of promise.
So let's...
When you took junk out of the diet of your 6 people profiled in the magic pill, you did what everybody would recommend. Take junk.
Sir, some of that diet is recommended by the American Heart Association. Some of that junk that we put out is put out by the American Heart Association. Now, this is part of the problem. There are guidelines that are confusing people in terms of what is healthy eating and what is not. So when I say we took out junk, we didn't just take out candy bars. We took out high fiber cereals. You know, we took out oatmeal. We took out things that people don't even realize are raising their insulin levels. In your argument of being so incredibly incendiary, you are underlying your own bias in this.
I just want to talk science. When Dr. Kevin Hall from the National Institutes of Health says the insulin carbohydrate model cannot be documented in a metabolic ward, maybe you've got the science wrong, and maybe we need to push more fruits and vegetables, whole grains and legumes, like Harvard School of Public Health, like our USDA food plate says, like the Mediterranean plate says. They're not low-carb diets.
There are now
I would refer everybody to Dr. Walter Longo and the longevity diet plan. He calls the ketogenic diet probably the most prominent nutritional researcher in the world. He calls it a half-a-pillar diet. There's so little evidence to support it. He will not talk about it if it's done with animal products and high-fat animal foods.
We now have 3 2-year random access trials that compare these diets that you're talking about, and the ketogenic diet comes out on top.
You have to acknowledge with me, there's more than 250,000 people described in peer-reviewed literature that all report a higher death rate. Until Dr. Fung publishes his clinic experience, I'm going to honor Athens and Harvard and Tokyo. They've done the hard work of these studies, and patients need to know that the paleo mom says death is a side effect.